Hi, folks. I'm Dr. Smith. I'm professor and chair of musicology, and I'm the author, administrator, and grader for this graduate music history placement entrance exam. Here at Texas Tech, we teach Western classical music history with a focus upon stylistic change within historical contexts. So in isolated cases, we might want you to be able to identify specific works, but much more commonly, we're interested in your capacity to identify a work or a style's era, characteristics, and purpose. Let me begin by emphasizing that this placement exam is a purely diagnostic exercise. It's simply intended to assess the state of your music history skills. We administer the exam at the beginning of your grad program so that you and we and your other teachers have a clear understanding of the current state of your music history skills and of any areas which we might need to remediate prior to your graduate exit exams. You must take an exit exam in music history, and so by assessing at the beginning of your grad work, we can help you anticipate and prepare for that exit exam. Now, especially in this virtual format, it's very important that we be conscientious about academic ethics. This exam is a diagnostic, and it's going to form the basis of our advice to you about any music history remediation work you should do. So it would be highly counterproductive to employ any kind of outside existence or assistance during the exam. Other devices, audio recognition or translation software, colleagues or books off camera. To employ any of those resources is not only unethical, but it actually works against your long-term success. Here's why. This placement exam is a pass versus marginal grade versus no pass situation. In other words, if you pass the exam, if you achieve a sufficient numerical grade, we conclude that your music history skills are adequate for your particular degree. If your score is marginal, we recommend areas or courses in which you might need to remediate your skills. If your score is a no pass, if it is too low numerically, you will be required to complete the MUHL 5300 Graduate Music History Review course taught in fall 2020 by Dr. Sarah Brinker. In such a case, if it's a no pass, you should also definitely communicate to your primary teacher as well, so that they too can be assisting in your needs. I expect I'll be able to have your exam graded very swiftly after its completion, and you will be communicated to by Kim Calvert well before the first day of classes in case it impacts your schedule. The format of the exam is as follows. You'll be answering questions in a Google Forms test, whose URL I'll email to you at the very start of the exam. Attached in the comments here is a screenshot of the first part of that test. It's a very straightforward and accessible interface, I think. If you do have ADA or other issues which you anticipate might cause you problems, you can email me ASAP at christopher.smith@ttu.edu so we can develop workarounds. The Google exam is in 5 parts. The first part is a short 3-page sonata form excerpt, which you are asked to briefly discuss. The second section is a set of 10 listening identifications, excerpts of audio recordings, in which you are asked only to identify the time period of the work. That's all. The third section is a set of 8 single-page score excerpts, for which you are likely asked to provide only the time period of that excerpt. The fourth section is a set of 12 short answer questions using multiple choice format having to do with terms, composers, genres, etc. And the fifth and final section is a short 200 to 250 word essay on one of 3 supplied topics. You'll have 2 hours to complete the exam, which we administer online and synchronously via Zoom, and I will be present. This year, the day, date, and time is Monday, August 17th from 9 to 11 a.m. Central, and I will include the Zoom link in that email you receive just before the exam begins. If you have not used Zoom before, please know it's an extremely straightforward and intuitive interface, and you will not need to download any software. You will, however, need a reliable internet connection, so make those plans accordingly. I also strongly encourage that you take the test on a laptop or a desktop computer. The interface is not so handy if you employ a tablet or a smartphone. As far as that goes, if you anticipate problems with either connectivity or your device, please email me ASAP so we can again work together to develop workarounds. For Section 1 and Section 3, which employ score excerpts, I will be emailing you PDFs of those items in the opening minutes of the exam. Sections 2, 4, and 5 will be administered in the Zoom space by me in real time with you present. For preparation, There are two short documents on the TTU Musicology Wiki whose links appear in the comments here, and I think you may find those useful in your exam prep. Kim Calvert will make sure that you all receive this email, including the attachments and the links. You may email me in advance again at christopher.smith@ttu.edu if you have additional questions. Remember, this exam is purely diagnostic. We seek to assess your skills in any areas where you need work so that we can best help you make progress as a musician and scholar. I look forward to seeing you on August 17th. Thanks so much.